And that comes with a different man, or you could have gave the kids to their fathers, or you wait till they're out of the house. That's a third option. You either let a man be a man, send the kids off with their father, and then date, or you wait till they're out of the house and date. But here's the thing, man. Okay. You need to approach this like what it is. You don't have a lot of options. You got no fucking leverage in this dating market, and you blew a shot. You don't have another one.
How do I make it more appealing though? If I do want to go longer,
that's the question. Book a session, man. Book a session.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kevin. I really want to.
You can't get over book a session. Shit. You saw my change. Got what I need. Oh. Over. Oh, I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know it ain't where I've been. What's going on, people? Shout out to the C, the I, the A, you confident, intelligent, assertive Mickey Fickies. What's going on, man? Let's get into the show. I changed the title of the show that I was going to do. Look here, man. That's a late night show. When we discussed that whole incel topic, that's a late night show. But we're going to have to discuss, I want to discuss it because people have asked about it. But, you know, I also want to do this topic, you know, how to make friends and influence people. Man, today, a lot of guys, a lot of men today just lack interpersonal skills. There are a lot of guys today who are nice guys, salt of the earth guys, but man, you just don't know how to make friends. People don't like you. And this kind of leads into why, in my opinion, why a lot of guys end up being so unsuccessful in their personal life. Most people learn how to make friends in their childhood. But if you were raised in front of a computer screen playing a bunch of games, you know, when you're a child, you go out to the playground and it's pretty simple. You want to be my friend? That's the line you hear as a kid, but you don't hear that from adults. Your teenage years should be filled with friendships, made easily sociable and energetic because you're in school. You know, you're on the playground, you should have been talking to people in your high school, in your school years, in college. You are around people your age, common things. So the thing is, if you did not learn how to make friends during this time, it's increasingly more difficult to make friends as an adult because most adults feel weird trying to actually, you know, make friends with people their own age. Morning Blue, what's going on, fam? What is going on? It's not, this camera doesn't seem really clear. All right, so before we get started, let's do some housekeeping. I want to know who I'm talking to. How many people in the chat room today, if you're a man and you have problems making friends, I want to know who's in here. We got 125 people, men or women. Women have a little bit easier time making friends than guys do. But I want to know who we're talking to because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to make friends, and we're going to do a little bit of practice. Because a big part of, you know, when I talk about image, it's 4 parts, A, B, C, D. Only one part is your appearance. I can make you look like $1 million, but you still got to go outside and talk to people. You still got to deal with folks. How many people have a problem making friends? Oh, and I also want to say something about last night. Understand something. When I'm running a show, I don't need you guys telling me how to run the show, telling me what to do. Let her talk, let her do this, let her do that. Don't do that. You're not a content creator. You're not up here actually running a show. If I let people get up here and talk about what they want to talk about at their leisure, it messes up the show. And especially if you've been watching my channel for any time, it's kind of rude. Going forward, if I see you guys, especially if I know your names, I'm just start timing you out. Watch the show, or don't watch the show. But please don't think you can tell me how to run the show. I'm not going to let somebody just go and undercut the point and talk on and on and on about something that's going to drag the subject off. Defeats the purpose. Thank you very much. So one thing I will say is this is something for men, but it's also for you ladies. A lot of you ladies today really don't have any friends. Let's be honest. Women who are approaching age 30 are becoming, and when we talk about incels later on tonight, we're also going to talk about femcels, because it's always easy to point out to the guys who are friendless and loners, but there are a lot of women who are friendless. Or you got bad friends, not bad friends, but friends who are not healthy. So how many of you guys in the chat room have healthy friendships of at least about 10 people? You know, 10 people that you call right now or you text them, they're going to return your call or your text on some personal business, not some client. 10 people. 10 people. How many of you guys know 10 people who you hit up right now and they're gonna hit you back? I got plenty of folks. I'm there for them, they're there for me. All right, W. Hawkins says no. Richard says me. Albert says 0. Swaggy P, I don't believe that. Boy, please, I've talked to you. Nope. We're not talking about Facebook friends. We're not talking about Instagram friends. I'm talking about you actually are stuck out on the highway or in the country somewhere at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you will call somebody and they'll answer your phone and they'll come do something about it. One guy said, I got 1. May says 0. So, okay, on second one, Kev. First off, use Kevin. I don't think I trust anyone. This is why so many people, I say you need therapy. It is not normal to not trust anybody, not have any friends, because loneliness is not inevitable. You can make friends whether you're still in school or as an adult, but you have to prioritize it. Understand something. Life is about people. Life happens outside. What are some of the problems people are having with making friends? I would tell you right now, let's start out with number 1. How to simply make friends. Let's start it this way. You need to find places to make friends, new friends. And you always need new friends. Let's get the likes up, folks. Let's get the likes up. We only got 73 likes and almost 200 people watching. If you need this video, you like this topic, here's what you do. Throw something in that super chat. Boom, hit the super chat. Show your appreciation, because I know this subject is needed. I know this one is needed. So here's what we're going to do. The assumption I'm going to make is I've already worked with you on your appearance. You looking good. You got on clothes that fit, quality. Got your frame game. You got your footwear game. You got your fragrance game. You're looking like $1 million. You're looking like the man. You're looking like the woman. But then what? You got to go outside. You have to find places to make new friends. So the first thing you got to do is you got to make yourself available. If you have a question that you want me to read or a comment you want me to read, you got to put it in super chat. It will be highlighted, then it will get my attention. If it's not in super chat, I won't see it. You have to make yourself available. If you want to make friends, you need to first put yourself out there, put yourself somewhere in order to meet new people. And not only do you put yourself out there, you have to put yourself out there in an environment that fosters people talking to one another. Just going to a bookstore, no. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door when you're just sitting at home on your laptop. You got to make opportunities to get out there and meet new people. And this has to be job 1. This has to be a priority. Because life is people. And understand something, whether you're working in corporate America, you're working for a company, especially if you own your own business, if you don't have friends or a network, you're not going to be successful. I hate when people come do that. Bothers me when you come in and do that kind of stuff, really. Join an organization or a club to meet new people. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Yo, baby, yo. So anytime I go to a city, there's always a local grad chapter in the area. When I plugged into Atlanta, I looked around for the local graduate chapters and made introductions. There's also the undergrad chapter. Look, you have to find, go to church. Go to church for the connections. If you go to the largest, most popular church in the city, go to the Potter's house, go to Joel Osteen's church, go to the big mega church for the connections. I always talk about the Chamber of Commerce, but you got to get more granular. You have to actually start getting involved. Joining an organization, the church, the temple, the mosque, play your instrument, sing it, something that interests you. Me, I just bought tickets to the opera. I bought tickets to the Atlanta Opera. I'm a season ticket holder now. I'll be going to educate myself on the opera, symphony, art, cooking classes, salsa, always out. There's no reason as a single person you should be at home every day. You should always be out doing something. Next thing. Here's one of the easiest ways to get out and meet new people, genuine people. Volunteer. Do something you care about. The American Heart Association, the American Cancer Society, Habitat for Humanity. I used to run the singles ministry. I used to work in the homeless outreach ministry as a former alcohol and drug counselor.
Easiest way is finding like-minded people who share similar interests. Just got to open your mouth and speak.
See, I want you to read. I got to read this comment because it's right under Showtime mics. DeMarlo Sims comes in with this negative comment. People can be snobby and standoffish on the uppity side of the game. Childish, fear-based scarcity mentality. Don't be like that guy. Don't sit around and say what people can be like. Go out and make people. That kind of stuff has no place with grown men. I always talk about what somebody can be. And you know what it does is it helps keep people stuck. People want you to fear stuff. Volunteer. But you know what happens when you volunteer? You'll find volunteering is some of the most beneficial stuff personally and professionally. Because you're finding people who actually are doing stuff that they care about in their free time. Doing stuff that they care about in their free time is a great way to meet authentic, genuine people. And you get the benefit of feeling good and helping somebody else. Now, we're going to get into how to go where, and then we're going to get into how to do it. For example, you might donate some time at your local nursing home, your hospital, animal shelter, not-for-profit organization. Do an online search of charitable organizations in your area for volunteering opportunities. That is trust me, that goes so far, so far. Next, try connecting with people you already know. In this sense, find out what they're doing when they're not at work. Oftentimes we keep people in a place where we met them. This is a work friend. This person I went to school with. Well, find out what they do. This is especially important for single men, because single men, Women naturally group up and pack up more than anything else. Single guys, you're more prone to be loners. This is so important. Now, next part, we've talked about where to go. But Showtime Mike, Mr. Allen, W. Hawkins. W. Hawkins, you are now a moderator. Mr. Allen, you are now a moderator. You guys donate to the stream often. Ethiopify, you are now a moderator. These are people who donate to the stream. They consistently come. They actually add something to the stream. And yes, I'm going to open it up to take some questions on how to, because see, now once you identify, once I got you looking good, Dub, Roscoe, once I got Roscoe looking good, when Roscoe is smelling like Acqua di Gio Profumo, like that, he's smelling like this, or he's smelling like any one of these fragrances I'm about to make a video about, he smelling like that, he smelling like, yeah, I'm about to make these great office fragrance video. Great office fragrance video. When you smelling like any of these right here, right? You know, women like Ethiopified, it's gonna be, you walk into a place and they're gonna be like, oh my God, you smell so good. Oh, but you gotta go somewhere. You gotta go somewhere. When you come in smelling like Tom Ford Great Vetiver. You have to make the first move. Uh-oh, I just cussed at some of y'all. I just cussed it like some of y'all. I got to make the first move? Yes. You're going to have to up your confidence, walk over to somebody and speak to them like the CIA man you claim to be. You have to make the first move, man. So you join the club, you go to school, you go to church, but you got to talk to people. That's where most people fall apart. You got to talk to people. So you got to learn how to make small talk. You have to learn how to approach and start a conversation. Got to learn how to do this stuff. You have to learn how to approach somebody, make eye contact, smile, shake hands, do whatever. But then the next part, good manners goes a long way. And see, dressing well is a form of good manners. I dress well because I like to draw the world to me. So even like Stacey on Blue, who is a feminist all she wants to be, but she's back. You dress well because it's a form of good manners. You keep your hands nice and clean, your nails cut clean. You know, if you're a manicure dude, get them buff. I don't do that polished stuff. But yeah, make sure that your cuticles, we got a whole video on 7 stylish things that men do. Nice, neat, masculine. When you see me, I'm dressed in a uniform. Usually in a black suit or a charcoal gray suit, maybe a pinstripe suit, sometimes a plaid suit, but it's usually my uniform. This is my uniform for the world. When I'm not in this, I have a tuxedo. Anyway, good manners. When I speak to someone, I don't truncate their name. I would not go in and truncate somebody's name. Let's see somebody like, you notice how I called Mr. Allen. I don't truncate somebody's name. If their name is Roscoe, I don't call him Ross. I use his entire name. If I can't pronounce the first name, I'll call him by Mr. and the last name. Good manners goes a long way. What does your breath smell like? When you're speaking to someone, are you paying attention, making eye contact, or using their name? Good manners goes a long way. How you communicate says more about you than you know. You can look good. I can make you look incredible. But if you stand poorly, you don't have great posture, you don't look like a confident man, you lose points. But then you open your mouth, and then what comes out of it is some sort of broken English, The largest part of what a professional image consultant does is hone in on your behavior and your communication after we get your appearance on the right path. You gotta look for opportunities to talk to people. This is the thing that most people fail. They don't have good interpersonal communication skills. They're low on the EQ. Don't know how to relate to people because you didn't practice on the playground, because you didn't do these things. And this is something that can be worked on individually or in groups, but you're not going to do it by watching YouTube videos. You're going to have to actively go to school, get coaching, or participate in this kind of stuff. Shout out to Mr. Allen. Make eye contact and smile. How often do you smile, man? Pro tip, mirror another person's body language. It's a great way to build rapport. Your godfather is certified master level neurolinguistic programming. What is that, you may ask? Neurolinguistic programming is basically reading a person's eye movements, body language, etc., in order to determine how how their brain works, what's the best way to communicate with that person, what's the best way to build rapport with that person. There's a movie called The Negotiator where Samuel L. Jackson plays the detective, and he talked about some of the tricks detectives use. Asking questions to actually make someone remember something, and then look at which way their eyes go. If they go up and to the right, that means you're accessing the visual cortex. That means a visual memory. If it goes directly over and to the right, that means you're more an auditory person. You focus on more what you hear. If it's down and to the right, that means you're more kinesthetic. That means you're more into your feelings. And if you're down and to the left, that means you're a lot more logical. One of the tricks I use, one of the things I use in neurolinguistic programming is when I'm talking to an audience or to a group, or I'm presenting to a group, I can be talking directly to you. Let's say this person over here, I'm not making eye contact with them.
Listen to the sky, fellas. Good stuff. God bless.
I may end up actually leaning forward. This person over to the left, they may have their hands like this. So I'll put my hands like this. So I'm talking to this person, but this person, I got my hands like this, so I'm mirroring them. So I'm talking to two people at one time. This person over here may actually be leaning forward. So I may actually do this and lean forward, and I'm talking to all three. Mirroring somebody's body language is a great way to build rapport. Why do you want to build rapport? People like people who are like themselves. You ever notice if you're around somebody who speaks a foreign language, Shanghainese, Mandarin, Spanish, something like that, you go around a bunch of people who are speaking Spanish, and I guarantee you, if you're talking, you'll start speaking English with the Spanish accent. It's natural. Subtly imitate their gestures, expressions, match their tone. Like I said when I talked to one of the guys last week, understand something. Communication has a flow. It should flow. But if you're not talking at the same tone and you're broken, people just don't like people that don't flow. When you actually put yourself out there and you go to speak to somebody, you're making eye contact, good manners, all that kind of thing. You have to have a variety of conversation starters. Hey, how you doing? That's basic. When you go to a party, hey, how do you know the host? General questions. General questions. Ask questions about things that are not typical. One of the easiest ways to engage someone is to make a request or ask for help. Excuse me, do you know where the nearest Starbucks is, or the nearest seafood restaurant is? Do you know where the nearest movie theater? Ask a request for help. People love to help people. Once they start speaking to you, you can have a dialogue. Request for help. Give a compliment. See, this is something, especially in a lot of these guy spaces. Man, I don't want to give a compliment or validate. Man, bump that. Give a compliment. It's a nice car. Man, you smell incredible. Dig those shoes. Man, that's a great tie. Don't be too personal. Don't be like, man, nice butt. No, keep it light. After you do either one of those things, then follow up with a related question. Man, I really dig that tie. I dig that tie. Can you help me out? Where's the nearest Starbucks? Oh man, hey, I love that fragrance you're wearing. Do you know where the nearest seafood restaurant is? Guarantee you, when you look, have confidence, make eye contact, smile, do that, you'll get a good response. Or you can actually, I like that tie. I like those shoes. Where'd you get them? Where'd you get them? Who do I ask for when I'm over there? I'll tell them you sent me. I'm looking for a pair like that. And keep the conversation going with small talk. Once you're there, once you're looking good, smelling good, you're in a place, you're doing all this other stuff, you got to keep the momentum going. You got to keep it going. So you have to learn and practice the art of small talk. This is something I do with, have always, when I was in sales, you had to do it. There's small talk that goes along with it, but like it or not, man, communication is a skill set, and you practice these things. You practice them. You practice them on your own. You practice them with a coach. You practice them with a group. So we got to get past the point of thinking this stuff is just natural. There's some people are naturally extroverted. Some people are naturally introverted. No, you can become better. And see, what I find often is people who often have problems with people, always in confusion and controversy, loners, lone wolves, that kind of stuff. Do you like people? People like people. Here's the thing. When people like you, it's a lot easier to like people. When people like you, it's a lot easier to like people. But when people don't like you, or you're always in continual issues and conflict or standoffish or something, it's much easier to be standoffish and look for people to always screw over you. See, I don't assume people are going to screw over me. I like people. If something bad happens, whatever, keep it moving. The 100 things that are good that happen far outweigh that place. So, and lastly, well, not lastly, but another trick is to introduce yourself at the end of a conversation. Hey, where'd you get that? Hey, I love that fragrance you're wearing. Where'd you get that? I'm looking. Oh, great. Okay. By the way, my name is Kevin, and your name is? I love that. By the way, my name is Kevin, and yours is? Because I don't just walk up. Hi, my name is Kevin. Jessica, nice to meet you. No. I want to get into the conversation. Oh, Jessica, I love the way you smell. Where did you get that? Oh, you got a Neiman Marcus? Great. Who do I ask for? I tell them Jessica sent me. Oh, okay, great. My name is, oh, by the way, my name is, oh, by the way. See, there's so many things that go into, when I was a salesperson, that goes into simple rapport building. You make it natural. Oh, by the way, oh, by the way, oh, by the way. And you got to remember people's names. See, when I meet someone, I'll give them a nickname. I'll associate. So one of the biggest tricks or tips is when you remember someone's name, you gain so many points. People like people who have a genuine interest in them. Don't be afraid to ask somebody out to lunch or coffee. I'm trying to collaborate with several people here, and we've been trying to get on each other's schedules for the longest. I just talked to Erica, one person I said I've been trying to get in contact with, Glenn and Cameron. We've been playing phone tag. Nope, I'm just gonna take them to dinner. Nobody turns down dinner. See, trying to sync my calendar with his calendar. No, man, let's just go to dinner. Let's go. These are investments. See, asking someone out to lunch or coffee is an investment in someone else, and you will get a dividend you get a return just by getting to know somebody. It's also a great way to get contact information. You ask them out to lunch or dinner, you got to get their contact information. Put it in your phone. Get their name and their email, phone number. Follow up. All right. Another thing, pursuing common interests with people, martial arts, you know, so many things. Pursue common interests. That means you have to have some interest. And the third part, and the last part is understand something. First off, you have to go somewhere, then you have to talk to people, but then there's maintenance. This is where most people fall. This is where most people fail. Maintenance of the relationship. One, you got to be loyal to your friends. People who are your friends, the people who actually have the title friend, you have to be loyal to them. Friends and associates are two different things. Part of being a friend is being prepared to make sacrifices and do something for somebody else who's done it for you. Friend needs help moving, you move. I got a friend right now one of my best friends right now hates to ask for help, but I know he's in a position, he's been in a position to help me. So I know people don't like to ask for help. So I go to it. Hey, let me help you. What do you need help with? And if they ask you, even if it comes down to something monetary, if you got it, give it. This is what friends are for. Don't make them embarrass themselves. You need 5, let me give you 20. You need 100, let me give you 5. I don't want to see my friends struggle. Being loyal doesn't mean you need to be a people pleaser, though. When you're maintaining friendships and relationships, you got to put in your share of the work to keep the friendship going. And you need to audit your relationships. If you're always having to reach out to people, if the only time you talk to somebody or communicate is when you reach out, stop reaching out. Let them return it. But see, that's the thing. Build relationships or interactions with people who are going to invest in you too. See, there's nothing better than picking up your phone and having someone who cares about you reach out to you. But you got to return it. Don't be a taker. Be reliable. You got to be reliable, man. You got to be consistent, be reliable, be as good as your word. See, being reliable is something that goes all into positioning. If people can't count on you, they're not a good friend. And this is what selfish people tend to do. They're not reliable. And you wonder why there's certain people, personality types that just tend to be by themselves because they don't know how to maintain the relationships. Being a good listener, that means active listening, listen to what they're really saying. You got to be trustworthy, understand something. Emphasize, you got to be trustworthy. That goes back to being reliable. And everybody has good qualities and bad qualities. If you emphasize the things you're good at, if you're good at, let's say you really know a lot about wine. Be an expert in wine, but don't try to be an expert in everything. Leave room for other folks. This is the best thing to do. I know a lot about wine. You know a lot about cigars. You know a lot about cooking. We're great together. You don't want to be an expert in everything. Step back, let other people shine, and keep in touch. Keep in touch consistently. Get off make a phone call. See, that's one thing that separates me from separates the men from the boys. Today, I would tell you why I have such an active social life, because I make phone calls. When I first meet a woman, if I meet a woman, whether we meet in person or we met online, I take it quickly. I get to the person as soon as possible.
Good evening, Mr. Samuels and everyone in the chat.
What's going on, Rico? Valentine's Day is coming up, and trust me, bruh. Yeah. You want to get to the conversation as quickly as possible, because understand something. When you're meeting new people, there's no context in emails or texting. You need to make it human and relatable. Because think of relationships or friendships as investments. You got to put money in the account. You got to put You got to put in 5 deposits for every withdrawal. I put in 10 deposits for every withdrawal because when I need to make a withdrawal, I want it. I put in 10 to 1. And lastly, choose your friends wisely. See, when you choose your friends wisely, you should have no problem doing any of the things I just said. But if you choose your friends poorly, the problem is not with everything that I just said. The problem is you chose your friends poorly. You need to cherish the friends who make a good or positive influence on your life. You need to cherish those people. But here's something else. Friendships, they can be for seasons. Some are longer term, some are shorter term. But you need to always leave people on good terms and leave them better than you found them. That's what I do. I leave people better than I found them because I always try to invest into people. 10 deposits for 1 withdrawal. So even if the friendship's over, leave in yourself in a situation to where they can't say anything bad or negative about you. Or if they do, they'll look crazy. I'll be honest with you. This is a defense mechanism too. If you're known for helping and being a good friend or and all of a sudden somebody you were friends with, you're not a friend with, next thing you know, they want to tear you down. They're like, that's not the Kevin I know. That's not the person I know. This is part of your brand management or reputation. But it also goes down to your mindset, abundance mindset versus scarcity, fear and lack versus gain. All right, let's open it up. Who's having problems making friends? Who has some questions about how to make friends? Who wants to know? The importance of this cannot be overstated. The importance of making friends and influencing people cannot be overstated. Life is not about what you know, it's about who you know. Everything you have or you want in this life is about who you know. Join the discussion. Here's how you join the discussion. Ask questions or give input. Ask questions here. See, if you're a giver, you'll find that you can make friends a lot easier. Remember I said I have the policy, no beef? I don't have to. My mindset is different. Look for the good in people. Look for the good in you. How many people can honestly say your dance card is, you got multiple options, you have a Valentine. Do you have a Valentine coming up? Do you have one? Do you have many? Have you ever had any? It is your job, man, to make friends and influence people. It is your job. No one else's. It's your responsibility. The world does not owe you friendship. That's it. And ladies, I know I mentioned that ladies, women have a natural advantage when it comes to this because women are the more social of the group, okay? But you know one thing that I know about men more than anything else? Most men, the majority of men, I'll say the majority of men want to have friendships. Most guys want to have they want to have an emotionally profound and significant romantic relationship with a woman, whether it's short-term or long-term. They want friends. They don't want to be loners. They don't want to be more than loners. They don't want to be invisible. They want their opinions to count. They want to be respected. They want to be admired. Well, guess what? This is work. And I would tell you this, and here's going to be the hardcore truth. Let's talk about Blake Henry, Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. Working smarter, not harder. You want to get to that Henry status, high earner, not rich yet? You want to be successful? Work smarter. Working smarter is working with people. See, a lot of guys think that I'll just keep my head down and forget friends and I'm a loner, loner, loner. You're going to burn out, die miserable. Versus realizing that when there's a promotion that comes along, Kevin's going to get it. The guy who has friends and has contacts and relationships is going to get it. Not the guy that just kept his head down. If you want to learn, if you want my advice on anything, personal advice, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, you can book your session right here. Great way to actually kick off and just get my opinion on something. If you want to talk about moving up, climbing up in your company, hiring, anything regarding your career, usually about promotion, moving around, something like that, a corporate one-on-one. If you want to learn how to actually become better at actually communicating, behaving, interacting with people, so important. Again, looking good, smelling good, all that stuff's important. But second level, you got to go outside. Life happens outside. Boom. One of the best things you can do for yourself as about to be a college grad or transitioning or going through any kind of major transition in life is to get your image together. Getting your image together is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Again, dressing well is a form of good manners. Dressing well is a form of good manners. Once I start seeing acts of disrespect, Jesus Christ. It's definitely not lonely at the top. No, it's not. There's a lot of room at the top. It's crowded at the bottom. See, I look at Swaggy P and he keeps coming back. But see, what I want to hear from you, Swaggy, is have you done any of the things I told you to do? That's really what it comes down to. What are we willing to do? Now you have to time them out, but I want you to know, I want to know what you're doing. What are you doing other than complaining? No one likes a complaining man. Even if the complaints, see, here's the thing. Complaining, but don't complain impotently. That makes you a biatch. I agree, W. Hawkins, he is negative. Let him sit in timeout. You're right to time him out. I co-sign that timeout. Swaggy, I don't want you coming back over here being negative, man. I just don't want that. If you cannot come here and be positive, don't type in my chat room. Life happens outside. That's true. That's right. That's what it does. It happens outside. So, no, he's complaining. No, he's complaining, BC. The moderator said he's complaining. I said he's complaining. That's what it is. See, here's the thing. To get a sharp image, you do not need a closet full of clothing. I'm right now putting together a video for the essentials. Check out what I'm wearing right now. This dark suit, white shirt, dark tie. It's Godfather Essential. You'll see me in a black, charcoal gray, or a pinstripe. I'm phasing out the plaid because the plaid even looks, it just doesn't fit with what I want to communicate. Notice you don't see me in varying shirts anymore. Usually just white. I have and here's the thing, you gotta change. I got lots of nice stuff in my closets. Black shirts, this shirt, standardized. I got a city look and a country look, a day look, a night look, a professional look, a personal look. The thing I change more than anything else is my frames, my fragrance. I'm usually wearing boots. Majority of the time I'm wearing boots. When we get to the summertime, you'll actually start seeing me wear monk straps and loafers. Understand something. Quality clothing is its own reward. Once you put on quality, you'll know. And you will never want to put on less than. See, I would rather you have one quality suit and three quality, and your shirts are what you're going to have to change. Guys, understand something. You'll change your shirts every year because shirts are on your skin. I got to make that into a video. It's going to actually be one of my courses. My courses are going to launch in March. Speaking of March, Men in Training, LA is coming up. If you're interested in coming out to LA to kick it with, you can either go for the 2-day package or the 3-day package. We're going to be in LA doing the town. I'm going to have still going to have our boardroom part of our presentation, but LA is going to be off the chain because honestly, we're going to be out there in Hollywood with all those beautiful women. Great dinner, great social life. Oh my God, the Godfather Essentials. I don't want to go too deep into what's going on, but LA, New York, those are the only two I'm doing this year. LA and New York, and then we're going to go to Vegas, but you had to go to one of the previous 4. I've already said it before, Bunny Ranchable. If you need to slide up to the Bunny Ranch, I ain't mad at you. And here's the funny thing, pause. You know, I've actually had folks reach out to me and be like, hey man, my girl is cool like that. She's a dancer, or she's got connections. I'm like, ooh. This is what happens, man. The boys trip. We're gonna go do the boys trip. See, I don't down guys for going to the strip clubs and to the Bunny Ranch. No. Go. That little style thing changes the game. Go get it knocked on out. Do what you need to do. All right, guys, So, what guys are having problems actually making friends, interacting with people? See, that's the big thing at school and at work too, man. If you're not liked at work, who's not well liked at work? Who's not well liked by women at work? Let's talk. Who's not well liked by the women you work with? If you're not well liked by the women you work with, we need to talk. Hope you know I'm not doing it in a DC area. Nope. Here's the thing. Why wait to the DC? Why would you wait, Justin? Hope you do one in the Baltimore, DC area. Why do I need to do it there? Why do I need to do it there? You come to where it is. Here's the thing. You guys got to realize after age 25, your most valuable commodity is time. Waiting for me to do something that's geographically in your backyard is not what winners do. Sassy Class says he's not liked at work by the women. Who's not liked at work by the ladies? Ladies, if you have any questions about this stuff, you can hit me up. DMV is popping. Oh, he said I don't shit. Hold on. I don't crap where I eat, so I never notice. Well, that means, what is it? All right, so risky biz. Let me just tell you. That's not how men are dressed. That's not how, I'm just saying men don't look at the world that way. You work with women, and if you don't know whether or not you're liked, you better know. See, being oblivious, being naive, thinking you're above it is dangerous. You better the women you work with better like you, or at least they better not dislike you. Because women can get you up out of companies. Women can make sure that If women don't like you where you work, you would not be moved around. You will not progress. Like it or not, companies trust the way the female staff or employees feel about the men. Go ahead, Corin. What you got for me?
Hey, Kev, what's going on, man?
I'm good. What's up?
Not much, man. Just wanted to holler at you, man. I want to say, number one, I appreciate everything you do, man. I appreciate the information. I feel like a lot of young men definitely need that information because of our communities. We don't often get that information, so I appreciate you filling it in.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, but with me, man, when it comes to making friends, I feel like I've never had a real problem per se making friends, but I feel like I was raised. My mom, my dad, they were the type of parents that never had friends over the house or anything
Okay.
like that. I wasn't actually even allowed to have company because I was the
Okay.
youngest, right? I got siblings. It's 3 of us. I'm the youngest by 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister's in the middle. She's a girl, and then my brother's at the top. So I feel like though a lot of the things that happened with my brother,
Mm-hmm.
they learned from that, and then that's kind of what they used to as the rubric for me. My brother used to, he was a little bit more of a wild child than myself. He had friends that broke into the house and stuff like that. So when it came time for me, they were like, nah, off limits. You know what I mean? So really the only social activity that I had growing up was, of course, I was an athlete, so I played basketball with my teammates. But there was really nothing.
So what's the question you have for me?
What would you say? I feel like this. I feel like, and I call it, I don't know. I really relate to athletes, but I don't really relate to other people per se. I relate
How
to
old are you?
31.
All right. Okay, let me address something. Brandon, I need to say something. He's at the ground. The women on the higher positions are L's, but the straight women, doesn't matter. If they are alternative lifestyle, doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You still have to deal with them. All right, to you, Corin, you're 31 years
Putting some
old.
respect on your name.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the game.
Okay. Your parents may not have been friendly, outgoing people. They didn't have people over, so you didn't learn this stuff coming up. What do you do for a living?
I'm a trainer. I work for myself, so I'm a basketball trainer.
Okay. How do you get your clients?
Use Facebook marketing, a lot of word of mouth, but Facebook marketing, Instagram, Yelp, things like that, Google, AdWords.
Mm-hmm. And how long do you tend to retain your client?
Thanks for what you do.
Well, I've been doing it for about 5 years, and most of the clients that I have from the start, sports is youth sports, so they go and play baseball or during baseball season and stuff like that. But they come back with me for basketball. So I've been doing it for about 5 years. I have most of the clients that I had before.
So do you have are you romantically successful?
Yeah. See, that's another.
So let me get to but you don't have any male friends?
No, I got the same friends that my day ones. You know what I mean? The ones I really
So I'm not understanding what the question is.
like. Okay, here's the situation, man. Because I'm trying to stay on topic too, but I'm in a situation where we're not married, but I live with I have a significant other and we have a child. But things change. So I'm not sure how sturdy that is, but the thing about it is, I'm the type of I tend to call myself a lone wolf because again, I'm not awkward socially. So if I ever need to hit the road to make friends or to get a
What's the
girlfriend,
situation? Are you questioning whether or not to stay in a relationship?
Nah, really, nah, Kev. Because I don't know. I really don't have a question, I guess.
Okay, I'm like, I don't get it, man. I'm not understanding.
You're right. You're right. I don't have a question, man. I really just wanted to, see yeah, I don't have a question. Kev.
I would say remove the word like. You use like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say that you're in charge of your life? You're in charge of your life and your life is happening according to a plan you put together and you are executing.
Now, that's the thing. I don't really think I have a plan.
Well, then that's a problem.
I agree.
You strike me as a guy you don't even have a clear thought. That's why you can't give me a clear answer. So you don't strike me as a guy who's in charge. And then when you tell me you got a girlfriend and a kid, and you're questioning whether or not it's solid, it all starts from the headship, from you.
I agree.
If the captain is off, the captain is not navigating, the crew goes where the captain goes.
But also with that though, I think I'm dealing with some of the issues that's why I tuned in with you, man. We as men, we dealing with. I think back in the day, everything would have been okay, because everything is okay. Everything financially, everything is okay. But just I feel like she's like on the fence of being a feminist, man. So she has these ideologies sometimes that
You pick, okay. All right, you picked her. So back in the day, basically, if women were not as feminist leaning, your life would be better.
I don't know. I could say she changed up, but I already knew
What are
that.
you doing? What do you want? Everything you talked about is outside of you. You
I
said
want to
your
be
parents
happy.
were not very social. Have you ever actually sat down with a professional?
Never.
There you go. Who are you? But you got a
Never.
kid. You have a son or a daughter?
Son.
There you go. So a father doesn't know who he is, what he's doing, where he's going. You really can't, if you're not on track, you can't really push this off onto her or your kid. I mean, you got to get the lead on together.
I mean, but my question
You
is,
got to,
okay,
okay, go ahead.
I have a question that because
I got
again,
another person. Come on, cause you gotta get to it though, bro.
I don't know what I have money saved up. I have money coming in. I don't know what I'm supposed to do other than that. Because again, you like a vision. What's the vision?
Okay. Well,
That's if I have stuff like that. What's the vision?
hold on. So you have what? So you're making more money. You got money, but you don't have a purpose, a plan. Money can't be the ultimate goal. You see what I mean? Money is a tool. What do you have money for? After your needs are met.
I got investments and stuff like
But
that
what do
too.
you have it for?
Enjoy yourself, I guess, right? After everything is
No,
paid.
you can eat. You can eat. You're protected. All right. Your needs are met. Now what? See, your life is not being examined. You don't know what you're doing. You're not on plan to do anything. You're just out here doing stuff. And that would be cool, but you got a woman and a kid now. This is why I say counseling. You need to work through some of this stuff with a life coach. This is a lot of stuff that I cover in life coaching because there's no traumas here. You need somebody, just like a coach can help you shoot a free throw better or throw a ball better. Life coaches help you plan your life and look at your life better.
I agree. Because also because I wasn't
Okay. I got other people, man. I've already told you kind of what I think you need, and you say you have the money. Book a session.
Okay.
That's what you do. I'll put it right in the link. Book your session because the worst. A lot of guys today aren't missing any. We're not having to sacrifice anything. We're okay with a money standpoint and career standpoint, but we're not in charge of our own life because we're not living it a purposeful life. We're just doing stuff. This is what life coaches help do. Ask you questions to help you understand where you want to get to so you can actually have a plan to live on purpose. And then the pieces that you want to come along, whether it's this woman or the right woman or a different woman, whatever, they'll be on purpose, not just happenstance. Matt, what's going on?
Hey, Kevin, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Corin, book a session. There it is down the link. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to drop a comment here. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say to some of these guys, if they're looking to build up their social skills, if you got some extra time in the week, if you're not working 60 hours or whatever, pick up a job where you have to deal with people in the public.
Mm-hmm.
I started making my living as a bartender, and that exponentially increased my social skills. You learn a lot, you deal with a lot of people. People want your attention. You learn how to, deal with that. And yeah, it's been great. I've been doing that the last 6 years. I never thought I would be making money doing this, but it's definitely, it's been a boon to my, my social life and the way people perceive me, how to present
Mm-hmm.
myself in a professional way, in like a slick way. I
Yeah.
had caught you on, actually originally it was on Obsidian stream.
Okay.
I think it was like, I don't know, a year ago. So I subscribed and I just started watching again, but I like what you're doing. And aside
Well,
from that, for this, oh, if you want to comment, go
I
ahead.
want to double down on what you said. One of the best things I ever did was quit my job in engineering and became a waiter at Pappardelle. The skills I learned I'd had a background in fast food and all other stuff, but I got a chance to eat the food I liked, made 3 times the money I was making as an engineer, and learned a new skill. When I was a bartender, you would have these women who would come in from in town on business. They would be staying at corporate housing, like what are those places? Extended stays. And everybody wants to come talk to a bartender. So you come up there, the woman would eat her meal, leave a room key. Man, it's a great way to learn social skills and make additional money. So you're right. I often tell guys one of the best ways to actually make additional money is waiting tables and bartending. So I'm glad you actually brought that up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because it forces you to. You're dealing with a lot of people, and I could, plot on a map my skills and how it's gotten improved over the years by that. Another thing I just wanted to throw out there real quick is, if you're a dude who's finding that you're struggling to connect with people, and you're asking, well, how do I make friends and stuff like this? I would say to them, just drop your agenda first. Just connect for the sake of it. Talk to the guy sitting next to you because he's there, not because you think he's going to give you what you want, or he's going to cut you into a social circle, or because you think he's got access to something that you want. Just do it because it's what you do. Don't try to get anything out of it. People can pick up on that. They don't want to deal with people who are like, oh, they just pick up on it. They know when you have an agenda. So just drop your agenda. Be there in the present moment and socialize because it's what you do. That's about all I had to say about that.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. And the last part also to caller, shout out to the caller, is I give myself a grade at the end of the day. How I did. Was this an A day, a B day, a C day, a D day? And what makes a successful day is not the amount of money I make. It's the amount of impact I make. And impact is judged with people. And when I start looking at interactions with people who can't do anything for me, why do I go to the local barista and say her name 3 times? All I need for her is to make my coffee and get my order. But when I'm talking to her, I'm enriching her and I'm getting something back. And other people see that. People see how you talk to people. I judge my life on impact on people every day, and I give myself a grade. Let me know. Also, if I haven't done something, I got to get outside. And if you just approach and go talk to people just for the sake of doing it, whether it's practice, not doing it to say, I'm just going to talk to this woman to get her number. I'm going to talk to this guy to try to do business. Hey, man, just speaking because you look like somebody that needs a hello. Very important. Corin, you said you think you called in. I think I called in the wrong show. My bad. No, it doesn't matter. I answered your question, though. Whatever the show topic, you just seem aimless. And this is what coaching is for. See, you can't talk to this stuff to your parents because they're your parents. Your friends are not people you need to ask or help plot your life. Coaching is something that you need to help get you over the hump. If you're already performing, if you want to become an outstanding performer in your life, you need coaching. Because what coaches really ultimately do is they don't give you a plan. They help you flesh out what you already want to do. You just don't know how to ask yourself the right questions to get you out. See, when I coach with somebody, it's not me coming in and just reading the tarot cards and reading the tea leaves. Nope. I just peel back the layers, ask the right questions the right way, follow this, cut that. It's like, okay, and then next thing you know, oh, that plan was there for me all along. That's what I needed to do. Yep, there it is. That's what a good coach does. That's what a good coach does. All right. So I got another 15 minutes. Another 15 minutes. Corin is still on here. Corin? Corin. Yeah, Corin Free is he left. Put your questions in the super chat. Yeah, I guess he walked away. See, that's Shy. And if I ever fall, look who's back. Shy, I'm muted in the background.
Okay, give me 1 second.
So, no problem, Matt. Yeah, that was great input, man. I appreciate that. That was great, man. I mean, and that's so important, man. I'm telling you, going to work, let me tell you how dope it is to wait tables for a good company. You go to work, you get a discount on the food you like to eat. You get to socialize. You notice you don't see a bunch of ugly servers. You get to work with cool people. You get to learn the skill. You get to learn how to become a better salesperson and presenter. You get to interact with the public. And you make money, cash. How many times you've gone to work and been broke in a joke? Like, dang, I just got to make it to Friday, man. If I can just get to Friday, No, dude, you be broke as a joke as a waiter. You walking out with grip, cash, $50, $100, $150 on a Monday. Just broke, boom, cash. And what do servers do after they leave? Servers often after they leave work, they go out and have a drink or whatever, go canoodle a little bit. Man, come on. You better come on in. Go ahead, Shy.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Yeah, so I just tuned into the show, but I just wanted to call and give you a little update.
Okay.
I'm no longer seeing the guy that I used to see where I called him originally.
Okay.
And officially done with each other.
Yo.
Hold on. Corin, let Shy go. Go ahead. So y'all broke it off?
Yes,
Okay.
we did. And I'm working, and I'm actually not talking to anyone right now. I found me a counselor, and I'm about to start therapy.
Good. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I thought I was gonna be really sad. I thought I was gonna be upset. That I was done talking with him. But honestly, when I called you originally, I don't know if you remember or not.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember everything.
Okay. All right, good. So you already know that I was asking, trying to, see a way out to see what my options were better. But I'm gonna take the time to make myself a better person. And once I do that, I feel like eventually I'll be in a better space to get a better man.
Well, there you go. Keep me updated for sure. For sure. And continue to watch the show because we're going to have more women talking to women as this whole thing progresses. But, that's good, that you actually are going to see somebody and talk to somebody. So keep us posted.
I will definitely keep you guys posted. That's all. That's really all I wanted to say. Just give you an update. I just got actually I ended up turning up sick a little bit. So I just, I'm working through that right now, but
well, appreciate it, Shy. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Go ahead, Corin. What did you have? Did you say something?
I didn't know my mic was still on.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So it's not that you called into the wrong show, but are you opposed to actually working with somebody to help you flesh out what it is you want to do in your life?
No, I'm not opposed to it because I do. I mean, you got to invest money for the marketing. You got to invest money, so I'm not opposed to it. I just want to make sure that it's something that I really, could benefit from.
Well, hold on.
The wrong show.
Well, it's only money.
No, I mean in the way of this, I'm investing money. What am I, like you said, I don't want to be aimless. What am I investing this money to do?
Okay, how much money do you think you should have paid me just for the 10 minutes of information I gave you that you have for yourself? Was it valuable?
$600, probably $100.
Exactly, it's valuable. See,
Yeah.
we oftentimes you want a product. Oh, I'll give this, I want that. But the most important thing is knowledge of self. That's priceless. Because here's the thing: if a coach gave you insight to yourself to help you become a multimillionaire, are you going to pay him $1 million? No, you're going to pay him his hourly rate. See how that works?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand, Kev. I understand.
All right. It's not a stock. The most important person that you need to understand is you. How important is it for Shaq to get better at free throws or Tom Brady to become how much money should Tom Brady have paid his coach to become a six-time Super Bowl winning champion? How much money should that coach get in hindsight? Quite a bit more than Tom Brady ever paid. There's a difference in how we all think about coaching. All right, man, appreciate it. See, that's the thing when it comes to coaching. We think about coaching in terms of product. And the most important product is you. So, all right. I think this was a good show. How to actually, loneliness is not inevitable. How to make friends as an adult. Good stuff. Now, later on this week, I was going to do it today, but I was going to do that show about incels, but YouTube is really strange about some topics, some words. How many people want to see that show on? How many people